Today we're going to talk about two secret ingredients we use in our ads that helps us attract qualified coaching clients while repelling the people who shouldn't be watching this. My name is Jason Nyback. Spent about $1 million a year on Facebook ads attracting clients, and then we document what we do over here and share with you how to do it. So let's talk about this. The biggest problem coaches have is when they run ads is they don't know how to create an ad that actually brings in people who are qualified. They will often write ads, throw them up, get people seeing them, get low cost per clicks and all kinds of good metrics, and they're like, this is amazing, everybody's gonna buy. And they start doing calls, and the calls are like, people are like, I'm broke, or I'm on some sort of government assistance, I just got out of jail, all kinds of crazy stuff, right? And you're like, why are these people all broke? I don't get it. We're doing ads, and the ads are saying, only if you're successful, and yet we're getting all broke people. So here's what we do that helps us to do this. The first thing we do is we always disqualify first, okay? This is the most important secret that most coaches do not do and do not implement in their ads. Now, what do I mean disqualify first? So we always want to use language that would make somebody who we don't think is a qualified avatar. So for example, let's say you're a life coach, all right? And you help people with mindset work. You do a lot of NLP, mindset work type stuff like that. And again, this is a generic example, but let's say that's what you do. And your program's like $5,000, okay? So the question you always want to ask yourself is, who has your money, okay? Like, who's got the 5K that's most likely to move forward with you, where it's not going to be some insurmountable financial burden for them to move forward, right? Like if somebody is working at a fast food restaurant on the night shift, on the takeout window, they probably don't like their life, and they maybe got mindset issues, and they're like, maybe want to click on your ad and be like, boy, I hate my life. 3 a.m, I'm giving out burgers and fries at the, you know what I mean? Chances are your $5,000 coaching program is not going to fit their budget, no matter, they probably can't even get the credit to even borrow the money to work with you, right? You don't want that. So the first thing we've got to do is we've always got to ask ourselves, who can justify working with you realistically? And then we look at who can't. So it's basically, who are these people? Well, who are the people who can't? Well, now what we want to do is we want to get verbiage in your ad that essentially disqualifies people, okay? So what does that look like? Well, let's say, stick with our example of the life coach who teaches NLP strategies. What we're going to do is we're going to have in the ad a lot of verbiage that talks about why this is only for people who potentially are making $100,000 a year, who are working full time, and or maybe professionals, that type of thing. And so if somebody working at the late night window at the local whatever rest or fast food place, they're initially look at that and be like, well, that's not me, and so they're not going to click on it, right? And so you want to have, first things first, the verbiage that would detract or make somebody just not want to click on it. They're like, it's not for me. It's like, hey, are you a professional? You're working 55 hours a week. You're not seeing the results you want. You're burned out due to the fact that you're working 55 hours a week. Even though you've made $180,000 in the last 12 months, it's still not making it better, and you feel like you're sabotaging yourself. Do you see what I'm doing there? And so we're going to put those things in there to repel the wrong person, okay? And then what's it ultimately also going to do? It's going to attract the right person. But that's not secret number 2 we use. So secret number 1 we use is we always ask ourselves, who is the person we don't want to click this ad, and how can we fill the ad with verbiage that makes them subconsciously, when they see that ad, like, oh, that's not me, and they don't click it, right? The second thing we want to do is, the second secret is, we need to include stuff that talks about stuff your qualified person's already done but failed at. You see, here's the problem. Coaches think that just because somebody makes money, they're qualified, okay? Sure, it is more likely that somebody making $150,000 a year can afford your coaching program versus somebody who, like we say, works the night shift at the local whatever hamburger place, right? Well, but there's a big but. Money isn't the only qualifier, okay? Money's important, but just because they have money doesn't mean they want to give it to you, all right? So how do we qualify them? Well, first, before I get to that, what I want you to do is make sure you hit the subscribe button, like this video so that the algorithms can push it up and it gets seen by more people. If you could do that, that would help us out. So like it and subscribe. Now, let's get to number 2. So the second thing we want to do is we need to focus on talking about things that have failed, that haven't worked for them, and hit home on those things. Because here's the most important thing you got to realize about a good ad. A good ad that attracts qualified people is attracting people who are trying and it's not working, okay? You don't want interested people, you want committed people. And remember what we just talked about. Interested people might have money. They might have disposable income. That doesn't mean they want to do it. They might just be interested in fixing this problem. You may have talked to those people. You're like on the phone. You're like, oh, this goes amazing. This is going to help you out. You're going to double your income. All these are good things about my NLP training. And they're like, well, okay, I'll think about it. You're like, what do you mean you don't think about it? Don't you want to fix this problem? Don't you want to double your income? All these kinds of things. And good grief, it's only $5K. And considering how much you're making, all it costs, like this is a no-brainer. They're like, yeah, I'll think about it. I'll get back to you. Is this the phone number I get back to you at? All right, give me 24 hours. And you're like, well, the price doubles if you don't move forward on this call. Oh, okay. Well, then it'll pay double. No problem. Right? And what happens? You get to the end of that call and your heart sinks. You're like, it's just wasted an hour. And you're like, where are the qualified people? Why do I always get people telling me this? When in fact, it starts on the ad. So what we need you to do, and then what we do, you can do whatever you want. It's your business. But what we do is we want to talk about the things they're failing at. So in the case of our NLP coach who's trying to attract qualified people for their 5K coaching program, well, what are we going to do? What are they trying? Maybe they're trying other coaches. Maybe they've tried other NLP training programs. Maybe they've tried conferences, seminar, retreats, all that kind of stuff. Well, we're going to list that in there, and we're going to talk about, hey, are you this type of person who has gone on these things and done these things, and it still hasn't fixed your problem? Well, you're in the right place, because the majority of our clients who have succeeded, or who have gone through, are those types of people, and luckily that's who we specialize in helping. And so what that does is it makes you the only option. It connects with the qualified person, right? Because remember, if you don't take away anything from this video, take away this one thing. Just because they have the money doesn't mean they're qualified. It just means they have money. Okay, it's better not having money. But at the same time, people can be pretty resourceful if they're serious about it and they want to make a decision to work with you, right? So you got to be careful about that. So the biggest thing you got to remember is, are they committed? You want committed, not interested. And there's a huge difference, and you have to decipher that on the ad. So the first thing we're going to do, remember, what are we going to do? We're going to make sure that we're messaging away the wrong people and be like, don't click on this ad. You can't say don't click on this ad, but you know what I mean, it's at a subconscious level. And the important thing we're doing is we're getting the committed people, not just interested people, okay? And then what we do is bring them into our funnel, and hopefully they buy and work with us. So that's the biggest thing you got to do. Now, if you do that, here's the most important thing you got to remember out of all of this, okay? You got to remember, Facebook, who we like I said, let's spend about $1 million a year on as of this recording. And the biggest thing you got to know about Facebook ads, number one, it's obviously the best place to get clients, right? But it's all AI driven. Now, what does that mean? What that means is the artificial intelligence is going to take from the people clicking, right? So what happens is the people who are responding to your ad, Facebook's going to go find more of those people in your audience and show your ad to the people who look like the people who are responding, okay? So this isn't just like a very much a linear type process. It goes deeper than that. Facebook's AI will take off from where you started, and because you're helping them and you're directing the AI basically to go after those qualified people, Facebook will take that and run with it and get you more, and show your ad to more of the qualified people, right? Because they're gonna run your ad to the people who look like the people who are responding, right? And as that's what the AI does. They're like, oh, these are the types of people who the ad's working with. Let's go to more of those people. See what I'm doing here? Alternatively, if you do it wrong, they're going to run your ad to the wrong people. They're going to be like, hey, these are the types of people who are responding. Let's run this ad to more of those people. And they're going to lock it in to the wrong segment of your audience. You could tell Facebook income targeting, only people who like Rolls Royce, only people who live in this zip code and all that kind of stuff. They're still going to run it to the wrong segment of your audience because of the people who are responding to it. So remember that. This isn't just about the messaging, it is about the AI. But the messaging trains the artificial intelligence to get the people you want. So you got to pay attention to that. All right, here's what I want you to do. I need you to put in the comments. What is the one biggest outcome you got from this video? What's your biggest takeaway? I'd love to help you with that. Remember, subscribe and click the like button. We'll see you on the next video. Make sure you write those ads doing these things. Take care.